Good morning, geeks and gamers. Welcome to the single most important show in the history of the internet at this day, at this time, with these hosts, with these topics on this channel. And I'm joined by the single most positive man on the internet, the most inclusive and diverse member of Geeks and Gamers, Ryan Kennel.
Jeremy, doesn't it suck when you're from either an Airbnb or a hotel room or whatever, and you have to make your fucking bed because you know you're going to be live?
Hate
it is
it, dude.
gayest fucking shit in the world.
Hate it. I hate it. I had to get up this morning and make up the bed because I'm like, I've got to look professional.
Yeah, you can't look like a slob or whatever.
Yeah, because the internet will meme the fuck out of it. They'll,
yeah,
it's just whatever. So yeah, I hate it. I hate it.
Yeah,
I'm ready to be home. I'm ready to be home. But we are in Orlando getting ready for MegaCon. Okay. And it's going to be awesome. And then we have the fan meetup this Saturday night. And man, it's going to be a hell of a meetup. So I haven't had the final updated number, but I mean, we were closing in on like 700 RSVPs. Absolutely insane. Which is the most we've ever had. So, we'll see. But you're pretty positive today, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm pretty positive. Actually, I'm not in a very good mood actually because I've been watching the American Manhunt OJ Simpson thing on Netflix. It's like just so frustrating to see all this shit that went down. And I've seen these things before. I've seen multiple OJ documentaries, seen all the shit that they fucked up on and all these things that happened. But God, it's so fucking frustrating.
Yeah,
all of that shit went down.
I watched that. Somebody told me about it, and so I decided to sit down and watch it, and I was fascinated by it. I mean, I lived through that. I remember a lot of that. I was still pretty young, but like I remember. I mean, I remember watching the NBA Finals and them interrupting the NBA Finals to show the white Bronco chase scene. I remember being in school and them stopping school and turning the TV on to hear the OJ verdict read. It was crazy, man. It was everywhere. And it truly
the only reason that happened, right? That they interrupted the NBA Finals.
Why?
Because MJ wasn't playing.
That's true. That is true.
That's like fucking Houston Rockets, New York Knicks. We put that in the corner. Fuck that shit. That was MJ. Ain't no way that happens.
No way. I will say, as a sports fan, and everything back then, OJ Simpson was absolutely loved by everybody before this happened. He had this perfect image. The media just adored him. He was fantastic on camera. You know what I mean? Like he just had a dynamic personality, and that's why like it captivated the nation because literally no one expected this from him. And it turned out that he was being protected by the media for a long time, protected with not releasing a lot of the stuff that had gone on between him and Nicole. And but it's a 4-part miniseries on Netflix. If anybody is interested, I would highly recommend checking it out. So it will frustrate you. But they've been playing the race game for a long time.
Yeah,
long time.
And they're like so open about it too.
Yeah.
Like in the aftermath, a lot of them are fairly open about what they were doing and the racial tensions that they decided to use. And hey, you're getting hired as a defense attorney to do anything and everything in your power to get this guy who very clearly murdered 2 people off. And it worked. Every dirty trick in the book worked. So
I lived in. So after he was acquitted, I lived in Panama City, Florida, which is right on the Florida Panhandle. Very, very popular, like spring break and summer destination. And there was rumors OJ Simpson came to a restaurant there, and there were rumors that he was thinking about moving there. And people rented those planes that fly over the beach, with the banners. And they just flew Go Away OJ for like weeks. It was awesome. And it's like everybody was like, we don't want you here. Get the F out of our area. It was a big deal. Like everybody was like freaking out. Like, we don't want you here. Get the hell away from this area. It was awesome. So,
yeah. What's up, Twitter world? Hey, OJ Simpson searching every golf course in America for who murdered his ex-wife. Yeah, that shit's wild. Like
Man.
I have very vague memories of it. I remember it constantly being on. Like I said, at like my the trial was on it. Like the person who saw me like after school for a little bit, the person who babysat me after school was on at that person's house all the time. And I really had no idea other than I just knew people were talking about it. But I wasn't really have any real idea of what was going on.
It was the most talked about thing by a mile. It was absolutely crazy. But I do agree with Ryan. If Jordan would have been in the finals, there's no way they would have cut away. Like, nope.
They would have had the little they would have switched it around. Instead of having the big picture be a slow ass Ford Bronco, they might have done the little corner picture in picture. But hey, you ain't taking Michael off. Are you kidding me?
No, you can't. You can't do that. I saw someone, Tommy Halter says, Jeremy got Aiden Ross and Asmongold to watch his videos. That's dope. Did Aiden also watch the video? Or were you talking about like, what were you talking about last year? Is that maybe what you're talking about with Aiden Ross? I know Aiden Ross watched he was stream sniping me while I was live, I think. But yeah, Asmongold reacted to my Blizzard employee, kill all MAGA video. And it's kind of cool. So I think that's the second or third video of mine that no, you meant last year. Okay, Tommy Halter, I got you.
My favorite one was when Asmongold watched my Lizzo video. You remember that one?
Yes, I do remember that.
And I was like so brutal in it. And he was like, holy shit. It was like too far for him, I think. That is what it is.
Man. Oh man.
Rabid One says poop for $1.
Nice.
Thank you, Rabid One. Rabid One always gets upset because sometimes we don't get the first super chat or something that he sends, but I see it. Poop. Tobias Nexus for 2. Hope everyone's having a good time in Orlando. Fine for me so far.
So far, so good.
Nick the Greek for 5. Don't worry about the bed, Jeremy. You never look professional, only gay.
That's fair.
You just don't want to look like a fucking slob or whatever. It's obviously, I don't feel like there should be any expectation that every time I fucking wake up, I go and make my fucking bed just the right way and it looks all nice. But when you have it in the background of your fucking video or a stream, it's like, I probably should.
Yes.
It's like, yeah, if I fucking go walk in the bathroom right now, you think I'm fucking washing my hands after I take a piss? No, because I'm not a fucking pussy ass bitch, right? But if I'm at a place with people, obviously I'm going to, right? It's about the expectations. So. Alex McCarthy. I super chatted Ryan $1 while I was asleep.
How'd you manage that one?
I don't know. A good thing you didn't double tap the zeros a couple times, Alex. You never know what could have happened. It was just a random $1 super chat. Boom. Darth Maul's lower half for 2. I missed the G&G content house during MegaCon.
Yeah, just couldn't continue spending that much money. But maybe another day. Maybe we'll have another one day. We'll see. Maybe when we hit 1 million subscribers.
Or maybe not.
Or maybe not.
Russian bot for 10. Jeremy on open bar. Base Jeremy on his own channel, Gay and Cringed. Or sorry. Jeremy on open bar. Based. Period. Jeremy on his own channel, Gay and Cringe.
I mean, they pretty much hated me pretty bad on open bar. The chat does. So that's what happens. That's what happens when you go on somebody else's channel, though. You're always catching hell.
What specifically did you get criticized for?
So Mahler and Drinker don't like Interstellar. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, is that why you were begging me to fucking watch Interstellar?
I've been asking you to watch this fucking movie for years.
Literally yesterday is like, Ryan, I need you to watch it
because it's on Netflix now. No, because it's on Netflix now. So I know it's a little bit easier access for you now. You're not going to actually go out of your way to buy this fucking movie and watch it. But it's on Netflix now. So I know you're more than willing to probably watch it if it's on Netflix. That's why.
Yeah. I have to have a chunk, have to actually watch it and pay attention to it.
You do have to pay attention to it.
So, Cole Hauser for 2. Blacks thought they won the lottery after OJ won. I don't remember.
Interstellar is overrated. I think Interstellar, anytime someone calls something overrated, you're complimenting it because you're essentially saying too many people like it. So I thank you for the compliment. I think that's awesome. I love that. So yes,
Nader's
call it
Brick
overrated.
Channel for 5. You should use a G&G. You should do a G&G daily with Beardo and Savvy. The train wreck would be entertainment for sure.
I want to see Ryan with Beardo and Savvy on daily. That's what I want to see.
1 hour. That would be
hell yes. Yellow Flash. Yellow Flash has my back. I stand with Cobra. It's goated. It is my favorite movie of all time.
Enemy Con for 199. Ryan, who do you hate more, fat women or ugly women? Just is gonna depend. I mean, obviously the worst are fat, ugly women. It doesn't get much worse than that, but flip a coin, I suppose. Rabid 1, Yellow Flash 2 has worse movie takes than Lofty. Thank you, Rabid 1.
I stand with Yellow Flash.
Idaho Mike, I'm looking forward to Beardo and Krista hosting the meetup. Let's fucking go.
Let's go.
Grandmaster Chris, what if iconic Disney film moments never happened while showing movies that Disney didn't even make? LOL. Ryan, shame about Legends Con. Yeah, Liz, I can't say I didn't see that coming. I kind of did that stream and explained about why they fucking failed. But it is what it is. You can check out our Outpost live if you want more information on that. And then, but yes, we're going to talk about all those iconic Disney moments. Might be the first thing we talk about. Sir Hat, Base Drinker, and Mauler. Interstellar is bad. And then Rabid 1 corrects himself and says movie. We just got
WG.
$100. $100 super chat from WG. I'll donate $100 to G&G if you live stream Ryan pretending to be nice during a live stream. Wait, just told he's doing it now. Here you go. I was pretending to be nice. What did I do?
What up, WG?
Is WG gonna be there?
Yeah, are you gonna be here? Just text me, WG. I was wanting to talk to you about something the other day too. So, I don't know. I haven't heard from him, so I don't think he's gonna be here.
We'll see. What's up, WG? Thank you for the $100 super chat for something I did apparently. So I'll be keeping that. Ian H for 5. Good morning, Figs. I'm hoping for the day I can remove the eye.
What?
Cole Hauser, Interstellar has a 2001 feel. Such a great movie.
Absolutely. My criticism of Interstellar is he explains too much and people still don't fucking get it. Like there's too much explanation in the dialogue. Nolan explains way too much and people still don't get it. And I've always said, like, why does he explain everything in this fucking movie? But then you hear everybody go, well, this is stupid. It makes no sense. It's like he literally explains it too much, in my opinion.
There's lots of dumb people in the world, Jeremy. Finally coming around to see things my way. Tobias for 10. I call Interstellar dull, but I also had to watch it 3 times a day, nearly 5 days a week during its entire iRun Max back in my Usher days.
iRun Max? What? Wait, what?
IMAX Run.
Are you Beardo? Are you Beardo?
Maybe. Rubbing off on me, apparently. His entire IMAX Run back through my Usher days. Got a lot of gaming done on my 3DS, though. Smash Bros. I think that could ruin any movie for somebody, to be honest. If you had to watch it for your job for like weeks and weeks straight.
I agree with that.
Like that probably could potentially take a lot of shine off a movie. Not because you're choosing to, not because you really want to, because you have to.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
Yellow Flash. Interstellar is a great movie. Some of Matthew McConaughey's best acting, hands down.
I would say,
is he better in Interstellar than he is in Sahara?
Well, here's the.
Come on, that's the peak right
he is fantastic in Interstellar, but True Detective is his best acting that he's ever had, in my opinion.
I think it is his recent Uber Eats commercial where he pretends to be a Chicago Bears fan. He's Ditka. He's just trying to perfect the Bears. I think that's the best acting Texas fucking fan Matthew McConaughey's ever done in his life.
I think I'm willing to. I need to think about this. I think I'm willing to die on the hill that True Detective season 1 is the greatest season of television ever made. I think so. That one season is the greatest season of television ever made.
Damn.
I think so.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's tough to segment something like that and just it of itself, it in its own.
And it's mainly because if there would have been like 5 seasons of True Detective with those guys would we view it the same? You know what I mean? Like, would it? But it's because it's one season.
And there's also a lot of other seasons, say like a season of Breaking Bad. It's like, could you take that as a standalone season, or is so much relying upon what it built upon in these other ones? And
yeah.
I can see that's a difficult question.
Yeah, it is. It is. But for whatever it is, for what it was, for what that first season was, it's perfect. It's a perfect season of television. I love it so much. I can rewatch it all the time.
George Ramirez from Puerto Rico for 2. Dems delayed Patel's committee vote for another week.
I just saw that tweet. At least I'll be home to cover it when it happens, and he will be getting confirmed because they'll have hell to pay if not.
Jonas Campbell for 5. Is Ryan going to sing at the meetup? Heard that happen sometimes.
That does happen sometimes.
Maybe on occasion if something's playing on the radio, but there's no plan to sing. Jonas, but I'll probably see you there. Jeremy the Cyborg for 5. You guys ever do a meetup in Northern California? I'll come.
Let's go. Maybe one day. Maybe when you guys start voting Republican, we'll show up.
You said Northern California.
I know, California in general.
Oh, yeah, that is actually the only determining factor. It's not like we did a meetup in Boston. Ian H for 5. Also, fuck other people's opinions. I love Interstellar. Let's go.
Let's go.
Jared Armstrong for 5. No disrespect, Jeremy. As far as Matthew McConaughey movies, I'm more fond of We Are Marshall and Interstellar.
I like We Are Marshall. You know, it's weird, man, because like I don't think of Matthew McConaughey as like one of the definitive actors of all time. But when I start thinking about, I mean, obviously he's in my favorite movie. He's in what I think is the best season of television. A Time to Kill is fantastic. He's got all these amazing performances in movies. And it's like when you actually sit back and think about it, Matthew McConaughey is a top tier actor. Like he really is. But he doesn't get recognized as that. It's kind of weird, you know?
Yeah. A Time to Kill is like, in terms of like the movie itself, it's kind of a rough watch. But like,
he's good in it. He's really good.
I just mean like the subject matter and everything
that
you're dealing with.
Yeah,
between the fucking racism stuff, between the little girl, like all that stuff. It's a tough watch.
Yeah.
But yeah, McConaughey gives a really good performance.
And I've seen a few people mention Frailty. I don't know if you've seen Frailty before. You've seen Frailty?
No.
With Matthew McConaughey. Who's in it? Bill Paxton's in it, right? Yeah.
Joe Biden Frailty?
No, Frailty is phenomenal. You need to watch it. I don't want to know if I want to explain how much. It's about the God's Hand killer. And there's a lot of mystery involved with it. And it is very fucking good. It's creepy. I wouldn't call it a horror movie. It's a psychological thriller. It was made a long time ago. It was made like, what is this? God, I can't even, it's like, what is it? 20 years old, 15, 20 years old, maybe. I don't know. Frailty is a phenomenal movie, a very slow, methodical movie. A psychological thriller. You would love it, I think, actually.
Probably. Yellow Flash, underrated movie he did, U571. Check it out. I have seen U571. Actually, I've seen that one. Pelicans for $10. Where's Savvy been?
Nobody cares. To be fair. People are sending a lot of money to not have her back, so I'm okay with that.
Okay, ask her. I don't fucking know. Exacting Cloud for $10. Interstellar has been back at IMAX 70mm theaters 5 times. Every showing I've been to has been sold out. Same theater. You keep saying it's in Miami, Jeremy, but it's in Fort Lauderdale. Jeremy, you are gay.
I know. Like is Fort Lauderdale even considered like the greater Miami area? I don't know, but that is the one I went to, and that's the first time I saw it in 70mm IMAX, and it was incredible. So
Stephen De Leon, where are all the white women at? That's the new catchphrase from Stephen.
Steve De Leon rules all. Where all the white women at?
Pelicans, 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Pelicans. Jeremy, let's get to this. We got to get to this Disney.
Yeah, this is like a Matthew McConaughey show. That's all we're talking about is Matthew McConaughey.
All right. So I heard Ben Stiller talking about Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder the other day, like an old interview he did with Conan O'Brien, I think. Maybe it was, I don't know, interview with Conan O'Brien that he did. And he was talking about how the entire idea for the character of Lex Grossman was Tom Cruise's idea. And that he just like showed him the script and everything. And Ben Stiller said it originally he wanted, like in his dream, he would have wanted Tom Cruise to play the character that he played, right? In this like parody action star thing. But he was like, he's got too much going on. He'd never want to star in this, whatever. But he did show him the script. And Tom Reed's like, I would love to be a part of this. Like, and Ben Stiller's like, well, I mean, there is this agent who would eventually go on to be played by McConaughey. He's like, I've been an agent before, you know, Jerry Maguire, that stuff. He's like, but, you know, I'm looking through this thing. You don't have, there has to be like, if we're doing this parody of Hollywood, there has to be like a movie exec. There has to be an executive as part of this. And so he created the character of Lex Grossman himself. And it did change a lot of aspects of the movie, but all of that was like Tom Cruise's idea.
That's awesome, man. That is awesome.
Which like, I thought was great.
Tropic Thunder, like, I feel like it's never, like, it's always gotten its due, but it just continues to evolve into this legendary film. You know what I mean?
It's because the further we get away from it, the more we realize we'll never see that again.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
Just because like the current state of things and that people would never make a movie necessarily like that right now in the modern day. So I think that's why. And I'm not saying it's a fucking masterpiece. It's a really funny movie.
It's a really funny movie, but it stands the test of time. Like it just gets better and better every time you watch it. Another McConaughey movie.
Fair. It is another McConaughey movie. Which is why I figured I'd say it. Jeremy, you guys covered this news yesterday. Disney Plus.
We actually didn't. We had it in the title, and we got so wrapped up on other topics, we never even mentioned it. So,
well, if I would have known that, this is what I get for not watching Daily. I can't believe I didn't tune in to watch Daily yesterday. I just looked at the title. But what you could have talked about yesterday was that Disney Plus lost 700,000 subscribers to close out 2024, technically the first fiscal quarter for 2025. And now this is despite them having some massive discounts and things like that for big deals, but they also had price hikes in general. They actually gained subscribers here in the United States and Canada, but lost over 1 million internationally. But that's what we were looking at for Disney Plus. Well, Disney has a new idea to get people back or to keep people subscribed. And that is a Disney Plus Super Bowl commercial. Jeez. Disney Plus Super Bowl commercial question asks, what if? And I think it's narrated by Josh Gad, which is, what if Josh Gad wasn't a fat, annoying fucking loser? Maybe that's a different question. But are you ready to watch this, Jeremy? This is for Disney, by the way. This is a Disney ad that they're going to run.
Which, by the way, this is not a Disney movie we're looking at. So,
it's going to be a common theme. But let's just watch it and see what this is like.
What if there was no galaxy far, far away, and there was no joy, and they never did assemble? What if every second didn't count, and he never did remember who he was? What if she never did step into the arena and he didn't see more butts and she never did let it go and no one ever did get murdered in this building? Then that would really suck, wouldn't it? But hey, there is a galaxy far, far away and there is joy and they did assemble and every second does count and he did remember who he was and she did step into the arena and did see more butts and she did let it go. And best of all, a whole bunch of people did get murdered in this building.
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
And aren't we lucky for that?
Oh my God, that's a bad commercial for so many different reasons. The narration is terrible. the movies aren't even Disney fucking movies. Like
that's the crazy part, right? So when we go through this, you know, obviously Disney bought Star Wars after all of this had been built. Disney did buy Pixar, but Inside Out was, you know,
under their banner,
made under the Disney banner, right?
That's not a Disney movie.
Avengers movie was still Paramount, by the way.
Yep.
Still fucking Paramount. The first Avengers movie that they did all the lead up to the first Avengers movie, and even this movie itself still had the Paramount logo on it. This is a Hulu show. Mufasa, Lion King. This is probably from the Lion King.
The fact that they don't show the animated Lion King when they're talking about the fucking Lion King is the most disrespectful shit imaginable.
Serena Williams, a black woman. Obviously, Disney invented that. The Simpsons. Are you fucking kidding me? Right? And it's so funny because the implication is pushed that, oh, these are all, you know, big Disney properties. Disney's bringing all this to you guys, and Disney. Now, this one is also on Hulu again. And you can see they are now completely and totally linking Hulu with Disney Plus. And there's a reason for that, because Hulu was not built by Disney. It was a profitable streaming service that they bought in the Fox deal. And the only reason their streaming counts as profitable now is because Hulu is profitable, despite the fact that Disney Plus on its own is likely still losing money. So it's one to push the idea that Hulu is really a Disney Plus thing, even though it's a profitable streaming service on its own right. And that these things that have nothing to do with fucking Disney are somehow, well, you know, this is what we brought to everybody. Isn't that special? I'm Josh Gad. I'm a fat queer. Like, it's so stupid. And they're going to pay, let's see, a 30-second Super Bowl ad is what, $8 million?
That's a lot.
So you're talking about $15-20 million they're going to spend on running this ad during the Super Bowl.
And it's a bad ad. It's not a good ad. There's nothing good about this. I can't, like, there's so many things they could use. Like the fact you're not using Toy Story, the fact that you're not using the animated Lion King. There's so many legendary properties that Disney was involved in the creation of, and they used almost none of them. None of them.
Yeah. And like,
crazy.
I believe this is from The Bear, and that was started again. That's a Hulu show that started like 5 fucking years ago or something. Right. So it's really interesting to see all these, what they think are the most important moments or franchises or whatever that they need to show to get people on Disney Plus. And so few of them they had like direct hands in creating.
Yeah.
You know,
Jesus, it's unbelievable, man. So they're going, and answer me this, like when it comes to like, do you think Disney Plus is going to be around in 5 years? At the rate they're going, you think so? Because they need to have that. They need to have that platform.
I think it's a massive platform. It has 150 million subscribers somehow, despite the fact that nothing is, you know, original put out because of the push they initially did. I think it's always going to be linked and bundled with their other stuff that they own, right? With the reason that streaming is profitable for Disney is because they have bundled the Hulu and the ESPN Plus stuff all together with Disney Plus. And I think they can survive the storm. I think there's other ones that are out there that can't survive because they're not going to have the, you know, Disney has the theme parks that are always going to be such a massive part of what they're doing that they can supplement something not being as profitable as a lot of these other companies who are in massive amounts of debt can. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For reference, how many subscribers does Netflix have? Do you know off the top of your head?
230 million or something.
Pretty crazy that Disney. That's crazy that Disney has that many, though.
But the crazy thing is that Netflix, you know how many subscribers they gained that last quarter?
How many?
19 fucking million.
In the last quarter that the Disney lost. Wow. That's like, a lot. Holy shit. That's insane.
Netflix subscribers. I might be a little bit off on my over 300 million paid subscribers. So they have twice as many subscribers as Disney Plus. So I was wrong with my 230.
Okay. From WWE, yeah, I don't know. Did the Monday Night Raw deal apply to this last quarter?
So in the fourth quarter of 2024, so this would be 1 quarter before this report. I don't know if we Netflix report for this. In the fourth quarter of 2024, Netflix added 18.9 million subscribers.
And that was
this is during the
before
same time period that Disney is essentially treading water.
Yeah. And that actually is before the official, well, the first official Monday Night Raw was January 6th. So I don't know if how much of that applied to the WWE deal. That's going to be a huge push for them. You know, so that'll help them. But yeah, I mean, Disney Plus, like,
you had Tyson and Paul as well.
That is true. That was big. That was a big scam they worked out. So it worked out for them. People bought it. I was interested in it. I walked right into the marketing, but I'm glad that Disney Plus is continuing to lose relevancy. But like you said, they had this massive push. They have a brand that people identify with, but this can't be good for them. I mean, in terms of their internals, they can't be happy with the current situation, especially what you just said with Netflix gaining, you know, tens of millions of subscribers in the last quarter and Disney losing almost 1 million. That's not good.
Yeah, it's because they can say, oh, you know, they can make excuses like, oh, you know, we've kind of hit our peak, we've hit market saturation, blah, blah, blah. But it's tough to say that if another streamer's out there doing bonkers numbers. It has twice the amount of subscribers that you have, and it's still doing bonkers numbers. But yeah, the truth is Netflix has a much deeper pool than a lot of these other things do. And they put out more original shit that people want to watch than the others do. Even with all that being known, even with having a deeper pool of licensed things that they didn't make, they are still putting out more original shit that people want to watch than Disney has.
Yeah, I mean, they have nothing.
The top original for Disney in 2024 was Percy Jackson, the Olympians. And the first couple episodes premiered the year before and didn't even count in that, by the way. Right? And then the second was Acolyte, which was, as we know, a catastrophic failure. They didn't sniff top 10 originals.
Imagine if Disney was making good Star Wars shows and good Marvel series like they had on Netflix. Imagine what they would be getting. This isn't, when I say it's not complicated, it's obviously complicated, but it's not complicated when you have the money and the infrastructure and the IPs that Disney has. It's not complicated to actually just try to make good shows and just put the effort forward, hire qualified people, and tell a good story within the universe that you're in. That's not difficult. It is for Disney because they continue to hire activists. But the reality of it is it's their own fault that they're losing this. If you make good Marvel Netflix style shows, if you make good Star Wars shows, everything else will take care of itself. It's that simple. Yet here we are.
Some of the Marvel Netflix shows were a little rough.
Man, I mean, generally they were good. I mean,
Daredevil was fucking awesome.
Punisher season 1 was great. Punisher season 1.
Punisher season 1 was great. Jessica Jones season 1 was.
I didn't like that as much as everybody else, but it was fine.
Luke Cage, I did not like.
Luke Cage season 1.
Half of season 1 is good.
Half of it's amazing.
Everyone hated Iron Fist.
Colleen Wing for the win.
I think I probably liked Iron Fist more than a lot of other people did. People did not like it.
I think me and you are on the same page on that then. But Colleen Wing for the win, okay?
Well, until did you see season 2?
I don't think I saw season 2. I think I gave up.
She takes the fucking powers and like all this shit.
Yeah, I don't think I saw season 2. I only remember season 1 and not hating it.
Mess. Defenders was an absolute
Defenders was a mess.
We look back.
We're forgetting one. Aren't we forgetting one? We're forgetting one, aren't we? It was another series. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so. We look back at with a little rose-colored glasses, mostly because Daredevil was so fucking good, and that was like the centerpiece of it, right? Daredevil was so fucking good, and Punisher, you had one really good season and stuff, but there was some misses there as well. But nowhere near compared to how bad Marvel is missing recently.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't like Jessica Jones that much. A lot of people loved it. I found it to be super cringe. But yes, half of Luke Cage season 1 was phenomenal.
I thought the first season of Jessica Jones was fine, but I mean, a lot because they had a great villain with David Tennant.
Yeah.
Moldy for 5. Thanks for letting Beardo and Jed out of the basement to hang out with the GCA. Great time. Y'all have fun at MegaCon 199.
Hail.
Tobias for 5. I still think McConaughey's best role is Reign of Fire with Christian Bale. You love that movie, right?
That's a good movie. I haven't watched it in a long time.
You have Batman and Rooston Cole fighting dragons in a destroyed London.
Rust Cole.
Graph Web for 2. For fuck's sake, cancel Disney Plus. People are listening to you, Graph Web. You got to keep it up, man.
Yeah. I think it's specifically your tweet or your super chats have made them lose it. So
this Disney Superblad was paid by USAID. I do think that Disney received some payments specifically for some Nat Geo, like something that was produced on Nat Geo, but I don't really know what. The documentary.
There's going to be a lot more that's going to be uncovered, man. This is only the beginning. This is only the beginning. We're finding out all of this stuff. It's going to get nasty. It's going to get dirty. They're doing their best to cancel Elon Musk at this point. How'd that work out for you with Trump? Not too well.
Chris Coran for 2. What a fucking waste of money.
The super chat?
Possibly. Stephen De Leon for 5. I was planning on going to MegaCon to meet you flaming homos, but can't. Have to deal with stuff in Arizona. I'll see y'all in Vegas.
Let's go.
Shout out West Texas, Stephen De Leon.
Stephen De Leon rules all.
Jesus. You're jinxing him, Jeremy. That's what happens. Clear Hat for 5. Disney probably thinks they don't have to draw in people who want the famous Disney properties. It's a weird ad, man.
It does nothing. There's nothing there that screams Disney magic at all. It feels very generic.
Because more than half of the things weren't even Disney creations. It's things that Disney bought. Like the idea that you're doing like Simpsons stuff. It's so funny.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an ad for Hulu and for Disney Plus and to try to make these connections for people. But yeah, a lot of people now just see Disney as this company that's bought all these fucking things. I mean, fuck, they bought Pixar too. Now, at least the Pixar movies that they showed were their creations. Like at least there is that, right? Inside Out and Frozen were at least under the Disney banner when they were made, unlike fucking scenes from Return of the Jedi and fucking scenes from The Simpsons and shit like that. Or Avengers that was made by Paramount. Whatever. Where am I? Aided Clock for 10. At that point, they should have put in some of Hulu's exclusive anime like Bleach and Undead Unluck if Disney's going to take credit for all the things they don't make. That's
pretty much what they're doing.
Spartan for 5. The real question is how many of those Disney Plus subs are paid for by USAID?
Hopefully we'll find out. A lot of those are Verizon customers, I'll tell you that.
I don't know if that's still accurate or not because it's been around. Remember, that was an original 3-year thing. That first. So I think most of those are probably not there anymore. And those have probably churned away. Is my guess at least. Tobias for 5. Even Zootopia 2 won't save them late this year. Yeah, you are fucking hung up on that goddamn movie, Tobias. Zootopia 2, especially if they have to push it to streaming only.
I hate Zootopia.
There's no way they're pushing Zootopia 2 to streaming only.
No.
The first one made a fuck ton of money. There's no way that they're going to make that a streaming only movie, especially after they decided to change gears at the last second and instead of releasing Moana as a streaming series, just turn it into a movie and release it, made $1 billion fucking dollars. There's no way that they push Zootopia 2 to streaming. At least I don't see it.
I don't see that happening. I mean, unless their internals are not good. I mean,
unless there's a big furry controversy.
When did Zootopia come out? It's been over
2016.
Yeah, it's been forever. Are there internals saying that there's not enough people that are interested in it?
It is 2016.
So yeah, I mean, we're looking at that's a 9-year gap. So I mean, again, it just depends on what their internals are saying to them. But I think Zootopia 2 releases in theaters. Absolutely.
I don't even know why I haven't heard a single thing about it getting pushed to streaming only.
Well, to be fair, I haven't heard a single thing about it except for Tobias.
Yeah, I get all my. I don't know where Tobias got. It's probably a fucking furry rumor mill or some shit. The furry rumor puppy mill. They were a little worried. They might not to get. They don't want a bunch of furries furiously masturbating in theaters. So it's going to be a streaming release only. Like that's the only possible thing I could see happening, Tobias. Boba Fett, when you own Marvel Star Wars, your best show is Percy Jackson. You know, you fucked up.
That is true.
Hey, look,
that
the
is
Percy
true.
Jackson, like there are a lot of Percy Jackson fans. It's not Marvel and it's not Star Wars. There's no doubt. Dr. Lighthouse for 2, any signs USAID went to Disney? I do know that I believe there were reports about it going specifically for creation of some Nat Geo things, but I don't know what it went into. If it's fucking like American National Parks and like whatever, who fucking knows? Or maybe for a Fauci documentary. I don't know, who knows? But I that's all I know about it. If you wanted a good earnest ad for Disney Plus, drop GAD and use archival audio of Walt Disney talking about stories, then show actual Disney movies. That's what if I was going to do something like that.
You would do a cold opening with Walt Disney making a comment about something about what he wants the legacy of the Disney entertainment to be. And then
as he's doing a little voiceover of something special and magical like that, you start showing Disney movies through the years. And guess what? You do include even this bullshit that's coming out now.
You do,
Marvel. Sorry, you do include that towards the end, but you make it. You show, look at this fucking 80-year history of these animation things that we've done, and it's like, and then you even show stuff of like parents, you know, having their children sit down with them to watch something, like pass that down to the next generation. There are things you could do that works, not fat, queer, dick in the ass, Josh Gad talking about properties that aren't even fucking Disney.
Agreed.
Dr. Lighthouse for 5. Will there be a meetup at the World Fair, Great American State Fair? It'd be awesome if there was. I don't know.
Maybe
Jeremy's running that.
Yes, I mean we're not. At the end of the day, right now Orlando and Vegas are like our two mainstays.
Those are going to happen basically every.
Those are basically going to happen every year.
It's a difficult thing for us to do. And I know it's crazy, right? It's a difficult thing for us to do to set some of these things up in advance, get a place, make it all work, get a lot of people there at the same time. It's kind of tough to do.
There's a lot of logistics involved with it, you know. Yeah. But I mean, even like with Gary and Drinker did their meetup in Wisconsin not too long ago. We definitely have surprise ones for sure, but Vegas and Orlando are the two mainstays.
2 Eyes Strong just got Verizon yesterday. Disney Plus included for free. There you go.
Still going on.
Storm Shadow for 2. USAID paid Taco Bell to screw up Ryan's order.
Dude, if that's the truth, then I'm fully in support of them continuing that agenda right there.
Chris Coran for 2. I want a front row seat when Ryan meets Tobias. As long as he ain't dressed up, like whatever. Stephen De Leon for 2. More unbearable. Colbert, Noah, or Kimmel?
Ooh.
Look, I think it is Jimmy Kimmel, actually.
Kimmel,
it's because of how far it's gone, like from one side to the other.
Yeah.
Whereas Trevor Noah is always a cocksucking bitch. Okay, whatever. But when there's somebody who like when I was a kid and like the Man Show was on, and I'd have to like sneak away to watch the fucking Man Show, right? Like, it's just so far removed from the Man Show to the sniveling, crying little bitch who exists today, who is Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, it's definitely Kimmel for sure. They're all terribly cringe, but yeah, he takes the cake. He's the most fake, phony piece of shit on TV, which speaks volumes because there's a lot of fake, phony pieces of shit. But yeah, he's the worst.
Very true. Jeremy, I got something to talk about. Harrison Ford. Harrison Ford has some things to say.
I don't care.
Well, about the failure of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Indiana Jones 5, massive, catastrophic flop, hugely expensive, did not get a good return at the box office, a failure for Disney, a failure for Lucasfilm. And as much as I kind of, may hate Harrison Ford's political position here, political position there, there's a difference between these guys who have been around for a very long time, making movies for a very long time, when they have failures or flops, versus when some of these new stars, say like Amandla Stenberg, has something that's a failure. Who do they blame? Well, it's the fans' fault. It's this person's fault. It's this person's fault. It can't be just because people didn't like our shit. Well, Harrison Ford was asked very directly about the failure, the flop of Indiana Jones 5. Harrison Ford says, shit happens over Indiana Jones 5's flop. Joined the MCU with no script because he saw actors having a good time in Marvel movies. He also saw a big paycheck. So he was asked about Indiana Jones flopping. And look, you know that there's a lot of things in this world that Harrison Ford doesn't give a shit about, things he's been in that he doesn't give a shit about. Indiana Jones is one of the few things that Harrison Ford seemingly has very much cared about over years and years and years, as the character of Indiana Jones. So when asked about this huge financial failure, embarrassing flop, shit happens, Ford says. I was really the one who felt there was another story to tell. When Indy had suffered the consequences of the life he had to live, I wanted one more chance to pick him up and shake off the dust off his ass and stick him out there, bereft of some of his vigor, to see what happens. I'm still happy I made that movie. Isn't it weird? Isn't it weird that he doesn't just say, oh, all these fucking racist, sexist pieces of shit, they didn't want to come out and support my fucking movie.
Yep.
Weird how that works. It's almost like there's a little bit of that old Hollywood star that we used to know, people who just kind of roll with the punches, as Indiana Jones would do.
Well, this is the new currency, as somebody said this, I can't remember, so I'm stealing somebody's line. Is it Robert Meyer Burnett? Like, the new currency is authenticity. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. Like, that he's authentic. You know what you're going to get with Harrison Ford. He's not going to bullshit you. He's grumpy. He's going to tell you to fuck off. He's going to tell you he doesn't give a shit. He's going to tell you he doesn't care. And that's fine. Like, he's authentic. He's not bullshitting you. So you're like, cool, man. Like, I didn't go see the new Indiana Jones movie. I didn't give a shit about it. But I appreciate that he is just like, shit happens. Yeah, whatever. I'm glad I did it, but it sucked, or whatever.
Yeah, it's like, look, there could even be an alternate reality where Harrison Ford's like, well, a lot of these basement dwellers didn't like seeing a strong female in the movie. You know what I mean? They can all go fuck off.
But even if he would have said that, it would still been good too.
It would have. Listen, it would have. I would have been able to take that easier than some of these other people saying that, because Harrison Ford actually made a Greedo joke. He was asked who would win, Red Hulk or Green Hulk. He's like, this is like one of those who shot first, huh? Greedo would win. That's what he said when asked about
Oh, fucking legend. Yeah, somebody mentioned it. He's in 1923 and he's fantastic in 1923. So
Harrison Ford.
Season 2. I think season 2 returns at the end of this month on 1923. So I'm looking forward to that.
It's called 1924.
Have you seen any of the Yellowstone stuff?
I haven't seen any of the prequel stuff.
But you saw Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Yellowstone?
I haven't finished the last season yet, but I've seen Yellowstone.
Don't even watch the last season. Just don't.
Why?
It's fucking bad. It's bad.
I'll watch it.
It's bad.
Jack Posobiec told me not to watch it.
Yeah, he did.
Let's see. Dee's Webbles, that Disney commercial reminds me of the Titans claiming the Oilers' history. Yeah. Like, if it's a franchise that moves somewhere, I guess. Tobias next for 5. The real question is, what are Disney Plus numbers without free packages from Verizon or bundled into other packages as add-on? How many are just Disney Plus subs?
I mean, I still think you're going to see a big number, but it's definitely inflated for sure.
It's tough to know because there are all the different streaming. I don't know about Netflix anymore, but all these different streaming services have different package deals with different things. It's like, hey, sign up for T-Mobile and get 3 months of Paramount Plus free. Look, I get Peacock because I'm a universal annual pass holder. They like include a certain number of months of Peacock free. Or if you buy tickets to Halloween Horror Nights, Peacock gets included. So you're always going to have some element of those. Where you can see that and where you can read between the lines in the kind of the reports are how much money they're making per sub, right? How much money they're making per sub in these various internationally in the United States, whatever. Because say they give they have 100 million that are real and 50 million that are like free giveaways that are associated with something. Like those free ones are going to drive that overall cost down, or that overall how much revenue they make per sub down. So those are all things that go into these quarterly reports. Jack Scarata for $1.99. USAID paid for Ryan's F-slur haircut. Okay. Thank you. Stephen De Leon, this thing is going to be just Smart Hulk garbage. I think
he's talking about it.
I think there are people who are under the impression that Thing and Hulk are like the same character or similar characters. I've also seen a lot of people saying that they think the design for Thing looks like shit. And although I think you can have problem with like the voice maybe, or even that they chose to use that scene, he looks very much like the fucking comics. He looks much more comic accurate than the first Fantastic Four movie.
I think some people are just saying that there's like Smart Hulk vibes, you know, like that's what they got from him, you know,
maybe
like in the trailer,
maybe. But I don't know. Maybe people don't know who Thing. Listen, maybe people don't know who Thing is, who Ben Grimm is in the comics. I don't know. Mo Zamboni for 5. Leave it tonight for Orlando. Looking forward to seeing the G&G crew again and all the great people I've gotten to know in the fellowship. Hail the 199.
Hell yeah, let's go.
Garfield's Bizarre Adventure for 5. What's going to have a bigger box office? Fantastic Four or Captain Black Falcon? Fantastic Four. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Now, whether that's going to be enough to make it successful, I don't know. Or for it to be as big as they feel like they need it to be, I don't know. What do you think is going to be the bigger movie, Jeremy? In July, I think we have 3 movies that are releasing. Fantastic Four, Superman, and Jurassic World Rebirth.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
If I had to bet, that's what I would say too.
Based on previous box office. I mean, right. I don't understand how the Jurassic World movies are still making $1 billion. I don't, but they do. Although it does feel like this one, and I said this in the trailer reaction, it feels like this one we may have gotten to that point where the Michael Bay Transformers movies fell off a cliff because they just kept disappointing, even though they were hitting billions of dollars. This one could be it without Chris Pratt.
With basically Scarlett Johansson instead of Chris Pratt.
Exactly.
We could see a big difference.
That could be the big difference. It's just, it's impossible for me to understand. Like, people love dinosaurs. You know what I mean? Like, they love dinosaurs. They love the Jurassic World, Jurassic Park branding. Okay, so it's Fantastic Four, Superman, and Jurassic World. Those are my 3, right?
Yeah.
It's
before the trailer came out, I said that I thought it was going to be Jurassic Park or Jurassic World Rebirth, whatever the fuck they're calling it. That's what I said. The trailer, I think it was fine.
It got it was very well received. The like ratio was very well received.
I thought it was fine. But you know, the idea of ScarJo basically in the role we've seen Chris Pratt in the past couple, I don't know how well that's going to go over with some people.
I'll say this: if James Gunn wasn't a fucking idiot, if he would put Superman with an American flag, the way we're currently in our culture right now, and it actually was a symbolic, like, patriotic Superman, it would be Top Gun Maverick all over again. I don't think James Gunn's going to do that, by the way. But that if he was to do that and capitalize off all the momentum that's going on right now, but that's not going to happen. So I think that because of Chris Pratt not being in it, I think I'm probably going to lean Fantastic Four. I think so. I think I'm going to lean Fantastic Four.
Possibly. Possibly. But I don't know. All right. Where are we here? It's gonna be crowded. Like, and people are like, they're not competitors. It'll be like Barbenheimer. It's like, no. Like, first of all, Fantastic Four and Superman, that's not a Barbenheimer thing because those are literally after the same audience members, right? The reason Barbenheimer and then when people are trying to make Glick at a thing to a much lesser extent, the reason those had like the potential to do what they did is because they were after different audiences. Fantastic Four and Superman are after the same audience. So we'll see. It'd be crowded. And I think like a couple weeks before that in June, it's How to Train Your Dragon, the live action one. I think that's going to be
huge. That's going to be a big release. That could be the surprise of the year.
Yeah.
That could be the surprise of the year.
Cody Gray for $10.
Awesome. I just looked him up. He's on IMDb, so that's cool.
He is. He's a visual effects guy.
Yeah.
First super chat. It's funny. Jeremy and I literally did the same exact fucking thing when we saw this super chat come in. What's up, Cody? I'm literally working on 1923 right now while watching you guys. We're on in a couple weeks. Yes. See y'all in Orlando. Hey, that's awesome.
Let's go. There. That's awesome, Cody. Cool. If you're on Twitter, DM me. That's awesome, man. 1923 season 1's really good.
He's gonna give you some spoilers.
Yeah, give me some spoilers. No spoilers. But yeah, 1923 season 1's really good. And the hype for season 2, it does leave you like there's a good buildup from season 1, and there's a lot of anticipation for season 2 and what's about to happen. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
A Bartilla for 2. Did you address the Concord lead going to Halo? I don't think we've talked about that yet. Happened a couple days ago, though. But yes, the one of the people that was behind the success known as Concord now going over to Halo to fix things there.
Okay.
Alex MacArthur 2. I have all the apps.
I have all the apps.
Operation Outstanding in Field 2 for the money. Seen it?
I haven't seen 2 for the money. That's a Matthew McConaughey movie. I've seen it advertised on like Amazon. I've never seen it. Is he like a sports agent or is it a gambling movie? Something like that. I'm not sure, but I have seen it advertised, but I've never watched it.
Darth McSpud for $5 over on the Rumble side says, "Hi, Jeremy. On behalf of everyone on Rumble, just want to say thank you for everything you do. What a great guy." Okay, bye.
Thank you. But you guys know I don't like compliments.
Eric K for 5. Pedro is box office poison. Silver Surfer's Norrin Rad. Huge out for me. This could not be an origin story. They are so old.
That's a question.
It's not an origin story.
Is it Pedro Pascal? Is he box office poison? Has he had a really successful movie that he's been the lead in?
Well, I think there's a difference too between saying that somebody's been in things that aren't successful versus being box office poison, right? Like is Pedro Pascal the reason Gladiator 2 makes $400 or $500 million at the box office?
No.
Is that because of Pedro Pascal in the movie? I don't think so. Is Pedro Pascal the reason that Wonder Woman 1984 was a gigantic pile of shit? No, absolutely not.
It's kind of what's his name? Taylor Kish. It's kind of that same kind of thing with him where he was just in all these bad movies, but they weren't his fault. Yeah. He was in John Carter. He was in Battleship. He had another big flop. He's actually a really good actor. And he's kind of bounced back in like Terminal List. And he was in Friday Night Lights, the television show. He's been in some other stuff. Didn't he do that? Wasn't he David Koresh in that Netflix?
He may have been actually. Yeah.
What was the name of that one? Was it just Waco? Is that what it was called? I think it was just called Waco.
Was that even on Netflix or was that on like?
I think that was
AMC or something.
I think it was something else, and then I saw it on Netflix. It came to Netflix. He was really good in that.
Watch the actual like a Waco documentary.
Yeah. He's a good actor, but he was unfortunate. And John Carter's actually not a bad movie at all. It just the marketing and the budget was so out of control. But with Pedro Pascal, like I don't think he's a good actor.
The thing is, for me, the things I've liked Pedro in the most have all been on streaming. Actually, So Narcos, which is on Netflix.
Is Narcos good?
Which is on Netflix.
Triple Frontier is good. I like Triple Frontier.
A lot of people, well, Game of Thrones,
yeah,
HBO, yeah. His character is actually one of the only characters like that. There's no wasted time with him on screen. Everything that he says, it's compelling. He was perfect for the role. All this shit. He was really good in Game of Thrones. And then, yeah, I don't know.
So Narcos is good. Everybody's saying it's. I've heard it's really good.
Fucking phenomenal. Yeah.
Really? Okay. I've heard nothing but good things about it.
I shouldn't say phenomenal. It's not like Breaking Bad or I really like Narcos.
Okay.
And God, just like every fucking movie that's set in like the fucking 70s or 80s, all it makes me want to do is smoke. Like everyone's just constantly fucking ripping heaters and like, God, it looks so fucking cool. Like, God, I just want to smoke right now. Yeah, Narcos is really good, I think.
Okay.
The second one, Narcos Mexico, is okay. It actually stars Diego Luna. It's funny because Diego Luna, Cassian Andor, is in Narcos Mexico. And Pedro is in Narcos, the original one. Obviously, went on to go to Star Wars too. Where are we? DL. Oh, I didn't read this. Hold on. TGE Rook for 5 as a fellow U.S. Navy vet. I want to thank Disney for taking the gay label away from us. Yes, shout out Disney. DL for 5. The OGJP was good. Jurassic Park said practical effects, proper CG, and was a sci-fi horror base, not action. Alien vibes made it amazing. The rest of the series fell off hard. Yeah, but it's made a lot of fucking money. I watched Jurassic Park last weekend, Jeremy, in front of a live orchestra who did the music for John Williams. Yeah, John Williams scored for it.
Wow.
It's fucking epic.
That sounds cool.
Storm Shadow for 2. Taika Waititi's making Thing and Korg married. Book it. Probably, I hope not.
Good old Taika Waititi.
SBZ can't wait for Enter the Jurassic Verse.
I want to see I want to see Rise of the Dinosaurs, Jurassic World Rises Rebirth, Part 2.
Yeah. EDTV from Operation Outstanding in Field. The Newton Boys.
You're going to be in Orlando. I'm looking forward to seeing you.
Jay's half Haitian son. Garfield's Bizarre Adventure 5. You guys seen the articles claiming Veilguard failed due to lack of world state importing? These people will never learn. I've seen them because they didn't do enough live action elements. That's why it failed. I've seen that. Pedro Pascal is Timu Burt Reynolds. Mark of Reality. I thought smoking was partially responsible for lowering testosterone levels. The modern cigarettes, not the old tobacco-based ones. I don't know. I think there's a lot of fake news bullshit about everything out there, to be honest. And I don't believe anything I see anymore.
You and me are on the same page on that one, dude. I don't believe shit.
Yeah, especially if it comes from a Twitter account. Any in general. Mark of Reality. I cannot tell you how disappointed I was in so many people by thinking that post from that one guy, like the satire post about Rings of Power season 3 being canceled because USAID was giving them money for diversity in Middle
Earth.
Like,
yeah.
I cannot tell you how many people thought that was real and legitimate and were tagging me in it and like fucking outraged and wanted us to expose it. It's like, my God. Pull yourself fucking together. Stop embarrassing yourself. Mark of Reality for 20. See y'all in Orlando. We'll see you here, Mark of Reality. Let's
go.
And then Ronan the Crusader, member for 21 months. Hill 199, hanging on the hotel room till 2. Then it's MegaCon. Can't wait to see you guys again this weekend.
Let's go. It's going to be awesome.
I'll be there Friday. I'll be there Saturday. So yeah, we'll see you guys there. We'll see you guys there. And I think we're all caught up, Jeremy.
All caught up. So yes, Ryan just said it. You'll be there tomorrow at the booth. And then Saturday is a huge day for us in terms of the panel, and then we're going to have our meetup that night, and we got new merch. We've got a bunch of merch we're going to be having it at the meetup, so I can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome. So I'm looking forward to hanging out with all of you guys and gals. It's going to be great. Other than that, I probably I don't know. I mean, if I'm gonna do a Cobra Cast tonight, I'd like to, but tomorrow's gonna be a pretty busy day as well. We'll have daily, and then we are going to have a Friday Night Tights on Gary's channel without Gary. So it'll be interesting. And obviously Gary is doing he's dealing with a lot of stuff right now with family. Condolences to him and his family. And but the show will still be late and gay. Don't worry. And we'll still mess up super chats, just to make sure Gary seems like he's there.
I'm gonna fucking read the articles. Tommy Halter, thoughts on Stephen A. Smith running for president? There's people that are throwing that out there. Listen, the only sad thing is that Stephen A. Smith won't really be able to break new ground. There's already been a gay black president. So, it's the only sad thing.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. We do appreciate it. Have a great day. We'll talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.